Okay, if I can have everybody's attention, please. I've got 4:30. Hope everyone's had a good day, and let me kind of lay out what's going on this afternoon. We do not have a lengthy meeting, but tonight is a work session for the Board of Commissioners, and I've got 4:30 today, January 30th, 2017. Here at the work session, what we do, we go over some items that to discuss, items of business that needs to be conducted by the county, and then we decide where we're going to go on some of these matters. And then from here, we do have a regular meeting next Monday, same time, 4:30 here at this location. And if there are items of the works on the agenda we're fixing to go over, at that time we'll be voting on those, and also open the floor up for citizen participation at that meeting as well. Now, after our work session, we as a board, we do have a quick executive session that we've got to go into. And having said all that, if you do not have a copy of our agenda, Ms. Shanda's got some extra copies up here. And looking around, I was notified Commissioner Holcomb is not going to be participating with us this afternoon. So having said all that, moving on to our agenda. Item 1, Mr. Patrick Brennan, Executive Director of SauteeLive Community Center, providing an update on programs of the SauteeLive Cultural Center. Mr. Patrick, you got the floor.
Thank you, sir. I'm really here just to thank the commissioners for their support of the programs in the valleys. We are getting ready to do Winterfest, and I'll give you a handout on this. Winterfest is a joint program that's being done with the Helen Arts Cultural Center, also with Unicoi State Park. We're working with the Chamber of Commerce and also with the CBB in order to get the word out on this program. This is going to be President's Day weekend. It's 145 artists in 3 locations over 2 days for 1 ticket price, and all 3 locations are going to be connected with a trolley that's going to be doing a round robin between 3 locations. So we've put out these cards and posters in order to promote it. We have several of our partners here this evening, and I just wanted to share with you the video that we're using to promote this event.
Don't you love technology?
But it works.
I mean, seriously.
I love that snow picture. That's taking a good job.
Oh, thank you. I just also wanted to note, that this is a program that's funded by the State Arts Council, and you all get matching money for that. And we also have the individual business partners that are part of it. So we have a diverse source of fundraising for this, and we're going to be promoting a lot of the different restaurants and hotels and such. We've already put together a hotel package through Unicoi State Park, so they have a hotel package that's available.
If you don't mind me asking, Patrick, do you have any idea if you had any responses, expectations on attendance? I know it's first rodeo, so.
Yeah, just the first rodeo. We've had tickets up on our website, and the Helen Arts and Cultural Center helped us put together a website. We've had about 25 reservations so far for trolley tickets. We also have an event the Friday night before, which is a preview party that will only be held at the SauteeLive Cultural Center. So that will be kind of a fundraiser for us. But we believe that we'll have a pretty good response, because cross fingers that it doesn't snow.
This winter, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
That's right. It's a Winterfest Day.
Well,
Exactly.
if you don't mind, I will piggyback on something you said, Patrick. I would encourage folks in the audience and those out on the radio and what have you. You know, we just see a lot of our corporate partners and sponsors. You know, these are folks who are spending their own business dollars to help, you know, advertise or sponsors. More sponsorship is a better word. These events to further our community. So when you can, try to patron those. It kind of, it's,
Or at least say thank you.
yeah, thank you or spend your money with them. How about that? So, guys, any comments, questions?
Jerry, you want to say anything about what we're doing to promote it?
Well, yeah, we're actually, I sent out the poster that, did you already show them the
That big size
poster?
postcard, you have a postcard?
Yeah. We actually duplicated that, and it's being sent out to 10,000 people in the South Carolina area through an email blast and also on their website that would link back to our website for the event. We also have started social media campaigns, and we've already reached out to about 6,000 people so far, and we'll continue that rotation through until that weekend.
So we just on social media. Ours is not quite far as reach. We got a little over 5,000, but Ed distributed probably 3 of those packets of cards. So.
Thank you very much.
On a side note,
Yep.
I want to thank all 3 of y'all for working together, because I can remember when I went off 14 years ago, you couldn't hardly get the 3 positions previously y'all in the same room. I mean, it's
Like Mom said on the side.
Well, it's-
Yeah. But I appreciate y'all working together. We're all in this for one goal, you know, for the county, and it's just so nice. Everybody's pulled together resources, and I just want to say thank you to y'all 3.
Thank you.
Thank you, really.
And thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving on our agenda, and I forgot to say this, if you would please silence your cell phones. Item 2, Mr. Mitchell Posey, GBI Special Agent in charge of the Appalachian Regional Drug Enforcement Office. Request for approval for the application, my goodness. Sorry. I feel ignorant now. Anyway, application for the 2016 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance, that's JAG grant, in the amount of $359,412 even for the operation of the Regional Drug Enforcement Office, with White County continuing to serve as the fiscal agent for these grant funds. And this is an item that we deal with this time every year.
Yes,
Commissioner
sir.
Posey, you got the floor.
I think you just said it all. I got the grant here in front of me that Miss Nancy's already marked. This requires your initials and signatures, and it's just, it's all been approved for the 359 that stretches across the 7 counties that we serve to eliminate the drug enforcement.
If you'll take 30 seconds, I mean, just kind of give a brief overview. I know we've got folks in the audience that don't attend all of our meetings and may not understand all this. What's the money doing? What's it going for? Simply.
The whole concept of the multi-jurisdictional drug task force is to bring the different state and local agencies together. So the state agencies that are serving this task force are supplied by the GBI and the Georgia State Patrol, and they are not a part of the grant. I'll take that back. Currently, one of the GBI employees is, and then the remainder of the grant is extended to the 8 jurisdictions, 7 counties and 1 city. The city being the city of Cleveland. The counties are Lumpkin, White, Towns, Banks, Habersham, Stevens, and Reagan. And each one of those counties supply at a minimum of 1 task force personnel. So the 359 goes to pay for at a minimum 50% of their salary, and some of the people it's 100%. All that's based on just the finances that require the task force to function. And that's all the money is used for, just the salary of the personnel.
One thing, and if you'd elaborate, you know, for several years, we as a county, White County, we know we have contributed monetarily wise, and you guys are pretty much standing on your own 2 feet now.
Yes, paying our own bills at this point, we're all able to generally pay our own bills based on the seizures of assets, which have been good to us over the past few years. Definitely White County and the original 4 counties that were in the task force used to really help us out a lot financially. And at this point, most of that's gone away. The only expense at all to any of the counties are at maximum 50% of the salary personnel who would already be working, within the sheriff's office in some form or fashion. They just attach them to the drug enforcement unit.
Yes, you have anything?
So what agency does the grant come from?
Criminal Justice Coordinating Council. It comes from the federal government. It's funneled down to the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, for short, CJCC, and they divide the money out across numerous different functions. Just a very small part of it is multi-jurisdictional drug task forces.
And there's no match from the county? It's pretty close to the same amount every time, ain't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's generally fairly consistent.
Well, guys, I'm gonna keep it simple. Consent. Ms. Shannon, if you'll place on this consent agenda for a week from today, please. Commander, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. When do you need it signed? I mean, does it need to sign next Monday evening, or could it be?
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine. It's
Okay.
due middle of February.
Okay, so we're actually ahead a little bit.
We'll have it scheduled on that.
All right, great. All right, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item 3, Mr. Tom O'Brien, Director of Community and Economic Development, to present a proposed amendment to the White County Code associated with the excise tax levy for wholesalers of distilled spirits in White County. Mr. Tom, you got the hill, which I hope this will be helpful.
I promise you it will, Mr. Chairman.
I have some insight, if you wonder why I said that. So.
As you know, back in November, the County Commission adopted numerous amendments, probably 3 or 4 dozen amendments to the county code related to distilled spirits and Sunday sales. That was based on the referendum in White County. This is just an addition to that, which allows for a tax levy on wholesalers or distributors as they distribute to any applicant or any license holder for consumption of distilled spirits. It's pretty standard language. It matches what we have for beer and wine, and it's just here for your adoption.
You know, gentlemen, we very seldom open up the ABC, but Tom, if you'll essentially explain this 2 sentences were.
Yes, this 2 sentences is just, like I said, it's just impose a levy on wholesaler licensees, distributors.
And somehow it got left out.
And there's just, like I said, there were probably 5 dozen amendments in there, and this was one that just somehow now they got amended, and so we just need to clean this up and place this in the code.
Okay, so essentially what it's doing for the wholesalers, guys, that's because right now they're not paying. Simple story. This they will. 22 cents per liter, correct?
Yes, sir. And we don't have any license holders as of yet, but we will. There are some applicants working on completing their applications. So.
We don't have anybody doing it.
Yes, sir.
Do we need to have a reading on this, or can it be handled under the consent agenda? Since we're just.
I think it can be handled under consent.
Yeah. All right, place on consent agenda, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Bear with me, get my notes here. All right, item 4, consider appointment of Ms. Judy Lawson to the White County Department of Family and Children Services for a 5-year term to expire June 30th, 2021. Ms. Shanda, if you'll kind of elaborate what this is.
There was a term for one of their members that was up in June of last year, because their terms are 5 years, but they go by fiscal year. So we had tried to fill that back last fiscal year and just didn't have any applicants. So had talked with Dr. Wilbanks there at DFACS, and he felt like he could he would be okay, and that member that was coming off could serve until we did find someone. So Judy Lawson, who coordinates our family connections here in White County, has expressed interest in serving on the DFACS board, and she really, what she does fits right in with what DFACS does. They're integral partners, so that should be a great fit for that board.
All right.
Who was coming off?
Mr. Carter, Tom Carter.
And let's place that on the consent agenda. There's already a strong consensus up here. All of us, we know Ms. Lawson and her work in our community with the, friend just stopped. Family Connection. Yeah, sorry, my bad. So she has a proven track record of working in our community to help families out. So if we place on the consent agenda. And I realize that I'm not making light of this, folks, but we're almost done with this part. So, Ms. Shanda, I'm showing everything under consent, everything under the consent agenda. Are there any items, Mike or Shanda, that you guys have that we will need to vote on separately for next Monday?
Not that I'm aware of, Mr. Trump.
I don't have any voting items, but Mr. Riley from the RC&D did request to come and brief the board on their programs. And then the school has requested a proclamation for Challenge Child Week.
Mm-hmm.
So it would, in order to get that done before that week actually comes up, we would have to do that at the next voting meeting. But those are the only two items aside from adoption of minutes that I'm aware of.
And Mr. Riley was instructed by the RC&D Executive Board last Thursday in Banks County at our meeting to go to each county and tell each Board of Commissioners some of the programs that are being done in their county, and to enlighten commissioners as to where the money they pay when they're members of the RC&D, where that money goes and what's happened. So here they've been a lot done in White County this time.
Which he's been in the last year.
Well,
Or time flies.
I told him 5 minutes max.
All right. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Or I can tell you not, tell him not to come if you want me to.
Nah, we'll be cordial. So.
Well, he gets paid to do it, they can do it.
All right. Anything else? Guys, do you have anything? One thing I do want us to do, and is we've got to pick up, and I'll go ahead and say it aloud, and Mike, Shannon, Tom, it's time to pick up the historic overlay. We said we were going to do it. It's time we've got that done. And by the next work session, guys, I hope you've had an opportunity to read through that. Ms. Shannon, if you can get copies to everybody. That covers, let's just be candid, for the Salty-Nakuchi area, as well as another item we were looking at was the historic cemeteries and campgrounds that are located in our community. So we need to get that taken care of, just put it bluntly. So, all right. I don't have anything else. Hereby close this work session for the White County Board of Commissioners. This part is officially over. And now I'll be calling into order a called meeting for the White County Board of Commissioners. I've got 4:49. The purpose of this called meeting is to go into executive session to discuss personnel and real estate. And folks, just to be candid with you, respectfully, no one can stay for that. Respectfully, do I have a motion to enter executive session?
You only have to say it
Commissioner
once.
Bryant first, Commissioner Goodger second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed, say no.
Y'all not gonna have
All
a
right,
plan.
we're in executive session.